Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. Today's topic du jour, what a strange word, is 5 biggest turn-ons for men and what men find sexy. Okay, now if you're like many women out there, you might be a little bit confused as to what men find sexy in a woman. You might get a bunch of different stories also depending on which guys you ask. And I gotta tell you, doing the research for this particular video brought me in contact with some really bad advice out there on the internet. Watch out for a lot of misinformation when it comes to the topic of what turns men on and what guys find sexy. For example, I saw an article that claimed that a woman covered in tattoos was a turn-on. Now I can tell you that this is not only a very isolated case, most men do not want a woman that is covered in ink. So if you're going to do that, you might want to rethink it. Maybe 1 or 2, but not covered. So what I did was I came up with my essential short list for you for the biggest turn-ons for men. Now this is accurate and it's also easy for you to use. But first, I got to start out by telling you a few things that turn guys off. Turn off number 1, trying something out of a magazine or something that you bought in an adult shop. I get it. You want to be clever and try that little breath mint trick with your guy, but the worst thing that you can do is to just use one of those little tips you read in a magazine without actually taking into account if that really connects with your man. Sure, guys like sexy time all the time, but we also want more connection in the bedroom the further the relationship goes along. Number 2 is pretending to want to watch porn with us when you're not that into it. We get it. You're not as into watching a Brazilian foursome with a pizza delivery guy as we might be, and that's cool. But do us both a favor and don't pretend that you're into it. If there's one thing that doesn't work, it's pretending in the bedroom. Unless, of course, you have a little role-playing you want to do, but even then, make it real. Turn off number 3 is asking questions that are not really questions. Okay, this is one of the ones I'm sure we're all guilty of. When we ask a question with an agenda like, "Where were you last night?" It almost never has a positive effect, primarily because it's fairly obvious that the next question is going to be about your current anxiety or emotional state, or just how pissed you are at us for not calling you last night. Instead of asking an agenda question, why not take a few seconds and connect authentically, and then describe the feelings that are at work inside you. Being upfront about this the first few times will take bravery, but it will likely be rewarded with his guard coming down sooner. And with that, let's start with the turn-ons. Turn-on number 1, be a tease. Now by this, of course, I mean the good kind of tease. The bad kind of tease is the woman who leads a man on sexually just to satisfy her needs for attention. And this is what most guys have experienced throughout their lives, and a lot of it in our early 20s when we were in those bars and the meat market we frequented a lot. Most of the girls we met back then were all too happy to milk us for a few free drinks and then ditch us, basically. Maybe not you, but many of the women we met in the bars did. Now the kind of tease I'm talking about here is teasing a man with playful push-pull energy. Don't be afraid to give a guy a hard time here and there. With a loving energy, you can really rile a guy up, and it's exactly this kind of energy that makes a man obsessed with you. This is something I explain in detail in my Passion Phrases course. The idea is to simply pull back a little bit when he's showing interest, and then leaning back in when he pulls away. It's the tug of war of love, and it works. Let me repeat that for those of you that feel that this is a manipulation. Yeah, I'm talking to you YouTube commenters out there. Playful teasing of a guy and dancing with your interest, sometimes called flirting, works. It works almost all the time, and it's not manipulative. It's what every irresistible woman does instinctively. Huge turn on number 2, fun girl. Guys love the fun girl. You probably know this already. You know, the girl that jokes with us and plays with us, sits down and plays a video game with us, doesn't get upset if we tell a few off-color jokes. Hey, she might even be telling a few herself. She isn't overly rigid or structured about her life, and she's willing to try new things. The fun girl is also comfortable with herself. She doesn't try to be fun, she is fun. And when there's a weird or awkward moment, you're right there laughing with us at it and going with the moment and not pretending that it didn't happen just to save face. Fun is the first priority, I mean the first priority on the first few dates, and probably a whole bunch of dates after that. What turns a guy on? Number 3, eager student. Guys love girls that are curious about men. We're very used to hearing women complain about men, but we almost never really hear what you're genuinely curious about. Most of the questions wind up sounding like, "Why are you that way? Can't you change that?" Now, you might hear the underlying tone of disapproval in that, and you'd be right. What's the other thing a man needs most from a woman more than anything? Well, you probably heard it from me 1,000 times before, and that is acceptance. Never underestimate how hard a guy will work to get acceptance from you. So when a woman wants to know what pleases us in bed, or if she wants to know more about our hobbies or our passions or what makes us happy in general, we're instantly drawn to that curious woman, the woman that wants to know more about us, the one that wants to be a student of our experience. Try it sometime. Turn on your man number 4, desire. Women desire more than anything to be desired. Now you might say, Carlos, I just want to be loved. Well, I'd agree with that. And I'd also remind you that being loved is really a desire to feel loved. So ask yourself, how do you actually feel that love? Chances are it's when a man shows it to you by letting you know that you're desirable to him. And what if I told you your man wants the exact same thing? Hey, we all want that feeling of being desired. It's the proof that our emotional brain needs to see to complete the love loop between us. It's not weird or selfish to want this. It's only natural. No matter how you define love, we want to feel it. And guys need to feel desired by you, too, in order to feel it. So let him know you desire him and watch the effect it has on him. Watch his eyes light up. Watch him as he changes his mind about you. Watch as he starts to see you in a different light. Watch as he starts to feel your worth and devotion, and watch him as he realizes he can't do without you anymore. And there's one more weird thing that will turn a guy on, and this one's going to shock you. How to turn a guy on, number 5, soft confidence. Oh yeah, I know this one's going to trigger a whole bunch of you. Let's be really clear about what makes a woman soft, and the part of you that also makes you confident. First of all, soft equals girliness. That's the willingness to be a nurturing, accepting, gentle woman. All the stuff that makes you feminine. Now, I'm not saying you need to stifle your voice. I'm not saying that anything that implies that you should be submissive and be oppressed, okay? Only that you want to reflect that which attracts a man to you, which is your tender softness. And soft, it goes really well with the other part of you, which is your confidence. Feminine confidence is not about being a bitch. It's also not about being hard-nosed or contentious, though you have a right to be if that's what you want. But again, many men and women are confused over this, the role of their gender now and how it gets redefined in this new age of what is boy, girl, or other. Just keep in mind, if you're a straight woman seeking a straight guy, you want a healthy male-female polarity between you. Even gay couples that I've known and coached have this same dynamic within them. But it's confusing, isn't it? Not knowing just how to be anymore. Let me take some of the confusion out of this for you and show you what men really think and feel. Now, there's a simple roadmap into a man's heart. If you want a shortcut, you can take the long way if you want, but I think you want a quicker way, don't you? If you've ever tried all the advice out there from your girlfriends, your family, magazines, self-help books, all that stuff, and you're ready for the truth about guys and what men really want from a guy, well, I just put the finishing touches on a video presentation that's going to show you what it takes to get the love you want from him. Let me show you the secret password to a man's heart so you can understand everything he's thinking and feeling, break through his shell, and connect with him on a deep emotional level. Go on over to datingadviceguru.com/forever. That's datingadviceguru.com/forever and learn the secrets of being his soulmate. Of course, you got your big 3 list here. You got to like this video, subscribe so you keep getting it, and make sure you comment and give me questions below. I love and live to hear those questions. This is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. I'll be talking again next time. Live and love with passion.